welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Total Nonstop Racing League live from Rockingham Speedway. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bob. Joe will be joining me in the booth shortly. This is going to be a fun race here tonight. 150 laps, 150 miles around Rockingham Speedway. This is going to be a fun track, high banking, high risk, high reward. And it's all going to be brought to you live here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. Some stats and notes here for tonight. The big thing to watch out for is the tire savings. You can run up top. That's typically going to be your fastest way around the track. You carry more momentum up that way. But it's also going to eat up at that right front tire. Carry a lot of load, a lot of speed into these corners, and you're just going to be grating that right front off. So you're definitely going to want to keep an eye out for that. And also when to pit. Only a limited number of sets of tires in the pits for you tonight. And because of that, it's going to be pretty tight on when you decide to pit and when you don't want to, and everything else in between. Over in the chat, Scott Stewart says, "Let's go, Adam." Scott of the weltsclothing.com fame. Just got myself a nice little goodie bag of Welts clothing stuff. Very, very cool stuff. I'm wearing one of the tanks in the hat that was sent to me, so much appreciated there, both Scott and Adam. Right now, Anthony DeBarro fastest up on the board with a 23.62. Here's Matt Schlosser as well. And let's ride on board here with Philip Scott as he brings us around this 1 mile D-shaped oval. Here through 3 and 4, he's going to run up on the top side, get some momentum, drive out off the corner. And he'll cross the line there. That's going to put Philip third. And looks like he's going to back off here. So here is Robert Tripp. Let's see what Tripp can do here. Run in the middle there, let the car slide up, get on the gas. There, Thunder Alley on the backstretch, very, very difficult to stay side by side. The car wants to push up towards the wall, and at the same time, it also wants to snap around. So that very well is going to be Calamity Corner here for us tonight to keep an eye out for. As Robert having a couple of connection issues there. Let's see what Shane Ewing can do here. Back in the old 2000s with the front end all taped up and ready to go here for qualifying. That's what that 32 is doing. 17 cars on the roster here for you tonight, 15 of which have put a time in. The aforementioned Adam Stewart has yet to put a lap in. Neither has Garrett Gleason. But with a minute and a half left to go, we're going to see how this one goes for these guys. Here's Joey Kirk, one of the newcomers to TNR this season. It's a little bit squirrely there on the apron. Something to watch out for in the race as well. We'll see what Kirk can do here. It's a little bit of contact at a turn 4, drives off into turn 1, runs up top. Don't know if he's bottoming out or if he got into the wall there. May have just dragged the wall a little bit too much as Ace House gets a little squirrely. 37 putting in work. Great lap there for Kirk. He's only 3/100ths of a second slower than Anthony DeBarro. As Kirk is going to park it. Let's see what Philip Scott can do here. Both he and Jamar Dumas get squirrely out of the corner. Scott P4. Dumas improves, but only to 10th. Scott backs it down a little too much. And just like that, qualifying is over. Schue will improve to 7th. Still 5/100ths off of Jonathan Gaston. Jamar Dumas still out on the track. Paul Bilson also done as well. Jacob Bettis and Rob Williams, the only two out right now. Now it's just Bettis, as he should be able to wrap this one up here shortly. As I do believe joining me in the booth now is Joe. And, well, Joe, this race, it's going to be a lot of fun here tonight.
Yeah, super excited, especially coming off last week.
Yeah, with the doubleheader at Daytona, I think tonight's race is certainly going to be a different change of pace. It's going to be a lot tighter. It's going to be, a little bit closer together, and I think this is going to be a great fight for us tonight. Let's take a look here at the starting lineup for the TNR Classic 150 presented by Jake Bustos. And on the pole is going to be Anthony DeBarro. DeBarro on the pole with a 23.622. Joey Kirk on his outside. Row number 2, we have Matt Schlosser and Philip Scott. Shane Ewing, Jonathan Gaston make up row number 3. Jason Schue with a great start in 7th, with Danny White on his outside in row number 4. Row number 5 is going to show us Nick Simpson and Jamar Dumas. Nath England in chat cheering on Nick Simpson. Paul Billison and Robert Tripp in row number 6. Row number 7, we have Ace House and Jacob Bettis, Rob Williams, Garrett Gleason, row number 8, and Adam Stewart wrapping up our 17-car field for this evening. Joe, this is going to be a ton of fun. High bank, tight racing. Tire strategy is going to be incredibly important. So we'll see how this one goes for us. 150 laps here tonight.
And I always love everybody in this league. Their strategies. Some people go in with no strategy. Some people spend hours strategizing. It's always interesting to see the differences and where it all comes together. And some people get lucky, others not so much. It's so interesting from that perspective in TNR.
Yeah, and I think a new wrinkle, for lack of a better phrase here tonight, is we're not touching the fuel. 100% fuel here for tonight, so we're going to see some guys try to go long. We'll see some guys maybe try to short pit and say, all right, well, I only need X amount of laps to pit before I have to take a full tank. Maybe split halfway, maybe pit around lap 75. I think there's going to be a lot of differing strategies here these drivers are going to be going through, and I think that's going to make that one here tonight just a little bit more interesting as the pace car gets ready to pull off. Field in the hands of Anthony DeBarro. Green flag is in the air, and we're racing here at Rockingham. Great jump there by DeBarro. Kirk and Schlosser are going to be side by side into turn number 1. Kirk on the top side didn't get a great start, so we may have to keep an eye out and kind of mark that one down for later as everyone else makes their way cleanly out of turn number 2. Still side by side for second. Kirk goes up towards the top side. Schlosser down low, giving plenty of room. Philip Scott in the hunt, just trying to stick his nose in there and maybe create a little bit of chaos here early in the run.
Which is always warranted in my direction.
And as we see that, Robert Tripp gets a little squirrely. He might have tagged the wall a little bit coming out of turn 2. Have to keep an eye out on Tripp there. You do it enough times, that right front is not going to be happy with you, and you're just going to wind up sinking towards the back. Kirk fastest lap so far with a 23.93 second lap.
Oh, Stewart looking like it has a bit of an incident.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Let's take a look here at the replay to see what happened for that Welts clothing machine. So easy to do. Looks like he's coming off of turn number 2. And here's Stewart there, just drives up, and you see the car already kicked sideways. Back end just happy to go around.
Yeah, you can see the tire marks, presumably from qualifying or practice. It doesn't look like it's the first time someone's done that tonight.
Definitely not, and that's not going to be the last either. As you see some heavy damage there on the front end and on the left-hand side of the 4. Meanwhile,
structural.
Yeah, hopefully all is well. I know the front end, when that gets damaged, it does affect the engine and its ability to cool down. So we may see some higher temps there for that number 4. But early on in the race, if we get enough yellows, he'll be able to get down, get it fixed, and try to get it as good as he can. Good battle brewing here. Joey Kirk takes a peek to the inside of DeBarro. Kirk trying to run the bottom. DeBarro's going to have a little better line. So is Schlosser up towards the top side. Here comes Philip Scott to the inside of Schlosser, trying to make me look like I'm wrong. Schlosser able to hold him off. And I think for Philip, he's kind of sitting there saying, all right, that's probably the better line for my tires, but for the speed, I'm going to have to just run the momentum on the top side.
Yeah. Scott's one of those heavy game plans.
Big slide there from DeBarro. He might have had a little bit of contact there.
Man, what a recover, though.
That's going to check up the field. Let's take a look to see what happened there for that number 27 car.
Looking like we were playing Forza for a second there.
Let's take a look here as we get ourselves ready to go into turn number 1. We're on board with the 27, and just a little tap. I don't think the 37 was expecting the 27 to back off that much.
Fantastic recovery.
Yeah, absolutely insane. And yellow. So as we're looking at that replay, let's take a look to see why the yellow is out. Just behind the 32 is Shane Ewing.
Out of there.
Heavy damage for both him and Philip Scott. Let's take one more look at that, because that was certainly interesting.
Ooh.
Might have been just another case of where are we breaking? Yeah, Philip came up, and it looks like he just misjudged it and just hooked the 32.
Yeah, I mean, that was inches on that bumper.
And who got into him there? That's the 79.
Ewing's car just exploded like those old cartoons.
Yeah, wow, look at that. Lost the back end and the front end. Philip
Bumper
Scott losing the bumper too. So a tough break there. Here's DeBarro making his way down pit road. DeBarro, Scott getting some heavy damage replaced, as is Shane Ewing.
Looks like they were able to put Scott's bumper back on?
Yeah, it looks like they had an extra one. Still a little damaged. There's Danny White in the 79. Cliff the Hobby Geek in chat says, nice save. Yeah, that was a phenomenal save there by the 27. Interested to see how long the 99 and 32 stay on pit road. They look like they're both going to just sacrifice the lap.
Yeah.
There goes Philip Scott. And he's going to beat the pace car. He should. Shane Ewing, some heavy damage there.
Yeah, I don't know if that car's leaving the pits.
Yeah, look at that. Some heavy damage. You can just see through the pit box there, the 72. No deck lid, so he's not going to have a spoiler or, well, really any rear downforce whatsoever. So Philip Scott's going to catch up to the field. Shane Ewing going down at least one lap. Make it 2 now here as the field's getting ready to go back green. Kirk on the top side, Schlosser down low. That'll make up row number 1. Row 2, we have the 72 of Jonathan Gaston and Jamar Dumas. Jacob Bettis, the top 8. So the first 4 rows all did not pit. As a green flag is out, Garrett Gleason just pulling over in that beautiful Robbie Gordon Jim Beam machine as the field makes her way down into turn 1. This is going to be interesting here. DeBarro stuck behind both Ace House and Rob Williams. Thought for sure DeBarro was going to try to force it 3. As right here, it's going to be interesting to see how DeBarro makes his way up through the field. First car on fresh, potentially fresh tires. As, Stewart gets in the wall hard. Causing a couple cars to have to scatter. Robert trips sideways. Jacob Bettis in the wall. Pandemonium here.
Well, so much for toned down from last week.
That is for sure some heavy, hard racing, but so far it's been pretty clean, all things considered. As now we jump on board here with the 04 of Matt Schlosser. You can see the 37, those sparks coming off the car. That's from him just bottoming out into the corner. They're hitting these corners so hard, the car is actually bottoming out. That time, of course, it was from the 37 tagging the wall briefly.
Tomato, tomato.
Let's see if we can go on board here with the 04 just to hear where he lifts going into turn 1. You're lifting deceptively early going into turn 1 just because it takes so much to get the car A, slowed down, but B, pointed in the right direction, especially with how high this banking is at the Rock. Looks like he's lifting just past the Rock sign. That time he drove in a little bit deeper. Anthony DeBarro, after pitting on lap 11, he's already up to 3rd. Up about 4 or 5 spots since we started going back green.
Yeah, the top 3 basically back where we started.
Yeah, DeBarro down 2, Kirk and Schlosser each up 1. Here comes DeBarro trying to make a move to the outside. Thinks about it twice. He's going to go down low. Man, that was close between the bumpers. And we'll plop that 27 into P2. Take a look here at the battle box. You can see the last time DeBarro pit was, like we'd mentioned before, back on lap 11. Kirk nor Schlosser have yet to pit.
It really shows you the difference of those tires.
Yeah, and, not only that, he's really the only one who's been able to do all that much. Adam Stewart is up to 7th after pitting on lap 11. And even from earlier, he was already sideways and gotten into the wall.
Yeah, he was back at the field.
32 of Shane Ewing there. The car off the pace down low. And right now he's just out there to just keep running some laps. He knows how treacherous Rockingham can be for these cars. And he knows, he's saying, look, I'm 3 laps down. I know I'm not going to win this one, but someone wrecks out early, I could pick up a few spots here. Because don't forget,
early in the season.
Yeah, and don't forget, every single point from 16th up, or every single position from 16th up, is actually an additional point. So 16th on back gets 1 point, 15 gets 2, 3 for 14th, 4 for 7 for 13th, and so on.
So you really never know. It looks like
yeah, anything really could happen here.
like Ewing's maybe try to get some damage fixed.
Yeah, maybe he's just saying, all right, this is a little too much for me here.
Field nice and spread out.
Yeah, right now this is one of the closer battles on track. Riding on board with the 72 of Jonathan Gaston. Out of West Virginia. He's going to take a peek to the inside of Jamar Dumas. Dumas lifts. And he's able to make the pass. Another good battle here. Here's Paul Bilson. He's taking a peek to the top side of Jason Schue. Schue with the most experience here at Rockingham, as Schue has raced here numerous times and has actually gotten tips from a couple of NASCAR Hall of Famers, too, on how to race here. So Schue taking some of that advice to good use. And he's going to take a peek back down low underneath Bilson, and they're side by side.
Yeah, these guys have been at this for a few laps.
Yeah, unfortunately,
it looks like Simpson's sneaking up behind him.
Yeah, Simpson's saying, all right, well, you know, if you guys want to fight, let me join in this battle. As, Bilson gets a little squirrely. He grabs the inside wall, and Simpson says, all right, thanks, guys. So both Xander and Nath in the chat, happy to see that move get made there by Nick. And just going back to Jason Schue, he was originally trying to get into the ARCA race here at Rockingham earlier this season, back in April. But I guess some things didn't exactly work out for him, so he wasn't able to race. But would have been so cool to see a TNR driver actually racing in one of the NASCAR Premier Series.
Yeah, that would be wild.
Got to meet and hang out with Schue last year at Pocono. He was helping out some of the Xfinity Series teams. As, Adam Stewart gets a little bit squirrely there. Here comes Simpson to the inside. Schue's going to follow suit.
That was a good move by Simpson, because if he went high, I think Schue would have just shot right past him.
Yeah, I think that was a smart move to stay down low. So Stewart now falls back to ninth. Out front, you're not missing a whole lot. Zabarro about a 2.4 second lead over Kirk.
Yeah, this is where DeBarro gets dangerous, when he has that sizable lead up in the front. He just kind of pulls away.
Meanwhile, we see the 19 of Rob Williams making his way down on the pit road. potentially a scheduled stop as we see the 19 go up in the air. DeBarro's starting to catch a little bit of lap traffic. Here's the 6 of Jacob Bettis. Bettis pulls aside just to let the 27 by. '19 still down on pit road. 32-second stop. Now it's Danny White making his way on pit road, so we may start seeing some green flag pit stops for some of the folks who have pit.
Stewart with a fantastic recovery, but did slide a couple positions back.
Let's take a quick look to see what happened there for the number 4. And hard lick. Great save, though. Similar to Adams' spin that he had earlier on in the race.
Mm-hmm. It's as these laps go up and these tires get older, it's something they have to pay more and more attention to.
Yeah, and we're going to see, guys grab the wall. Like we just saw the 11 snag the wall there coming out of 2. We're going to see more guys, hard into the wall. We're going to see more guys start to do that with those right fronts. They just degrade lap after lap. And, once you get into the wall once, it's going to hurt things even more. And, every time you see smoke when a driver gets in the wall, that's actually heating up the right front tire, which the more heat you have, the less grip you have. And the more you get into the wall, and it's just a repeating cycle over and over and over again.
Wow. As Dumas just taps the wall.
Yeah, that line, you almost want to dime in the corner. Now Stewart goes a lap down. Next driver in the sights of Anthony DeBarro will be the 7 of Garrett Gleason. You can see him in the distance. Lead growing now to 2.8 seconds. Adam Stewart makes his way down pit road. So a couple of different strategies we're seeing out there right now. Some drivers are in it for the long haul. Some guys are going to try to pit here and maybe try to make it the rest of the way. I think if I'm some of these guys, I would almost prefer to pit halfway. If I know I need to pit, let me pit halfway. This way the car is kind of balanced at the end of each run.
Yeah, I'm wondering, is the early pit worth it? Like, we saw DeBarro pit early and immediately pick up, 12 positions, and now is running in the front. Is pitting early off time the move because you could wildly catch up and just hope that, no one else catches on and sticks with their plan?
Yeah, I think it has to do partially with just your speed. We all know how good DeBarro is here. But, it also has to do with traffic. Is he going to get stuck, behind some slower cars? He's going to be faster if he, when he pits and gets fresh tires anyway. But is he going to be stuck behind slower cars that are battling side by side and slow him down ultimately? Or is he going to have clean, fresh track? And since he's faster anyway, he's probably just going to, wind up gaining even more time.
Fair.
As we see here, the 51 grabbed the wall. Paul Bilson, his first race back after a while here with TNR. And he's content to just let the 37 go. DeBarro lurking to put Philip Scott one lap down as Matt Schlosser makes his way down pit road and agonizingly slow 40 miles an hour.
I was going to say, that has a slow pit.
Especially with these cars, some of their top speeds, they've been hitting about 170 some odd miles an hour.
Yeah, they go down to 40, feels like you might as well walk.
Yeah. Meanwhile, that's neighborhood speed. Not very safe, but...
Yeah. Residential's residential. Still Illinois.
Schlosser down in the way, 14.8 second stop. Jamar Dumas with a 15 second stop. Paul Bilson on pit road as well. So I wonder if they're just doing one stop and they can run 100 laps, or are they going to try to break it up and do 50, 100, and then run it the rest of the way?
Possible.
Kirk makes
I never know what
good
these guys
right now.
Like maybe Bilson's getting some damage done.
That's what I think. He had grabbed the wall a couple of times and hit it pretty hard. Kerr going around the left-hand side. And Kirk is down and away. So we're going to put Anthony DeBarro up on the point. Matt Schlosser going around getting his lap back. Now Schlosser only one lap down.
And not many people left on that lead lap.
No, certainly not.
Ace House tags the wall. That was a good one.
Let's take a look here. Let's see what happens. Oh, House
As he goes to the pits.
makes his way down pit road. Let's take a look here.
It's never good when you could see the car hop in the air from the blink cam.
Definitely not. His House just up top and runs a little bit out of real estate. And oh, the 11 almost follows him into misery. And that's right there where Ace is like, you know what? I'm going to head down pit road.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Now's a good time to just catch my breath, cool off the tires, and get some new ones.
Yeah. Yeah, how many times do you tap the wall before you go, all right, I've had enough.
Sienna Taylor in the chat says, go Gaston. There's Jonathan. That number 72 machine fighting through a lot of traffic at the moment. Gleason down low. Gaston 12 and a half seconds behind our leader, Anthony DeBarro. So if we pull up the track map, here's Gaston. He's highlighted green, and that's 72. The leader is Anthony DeBarro. He's in between turns 1 and 2 at the moment.
Literally halfway across the map.
So half a lap down and growing. As here comes Kirk. Whoa! Right behind the 72. As now Anthony DeBarro makes his way down pit road. So DeBarro is going to relinquish the lead. And Joe, again, don't forget, every single point matters. If you lead a lap, you get a point. If you lead the most laps, you get a point. If you have the fastest lap, you get a point. And if you started on the pole, you get a point. DeBarro already 1 point ahead from qualifying on the pole. And another point for leading a lap. And I do believe he's led the most so far, so that's 3 points.
Yeah. Or there's a lot of race left.
Oh, yes.
Oh! Kirk takes a big tumble.
Oh!
I believe his bumper's out.
Shockingly, no caution somehow. Heavy damage on the front end. Let's take a look to see what happened to that 37. How was that no yellow? So here's Kirk to the top side. Goes down. Oh, looked like he might have tried to cross over the 6, and the 6 was just moving out of the way.
Yeah, he just tapped them and sent them.
I am shocked that that wasn't a yellow.
Yeah. No, if you're DeBarro, I feel like you're a sigh of relief.
Oh yeah, he's trapped a lap down. Well, for now, until he gets around the 72 here.
Right.
But Gaston does get that bonus point for leading a lap. Here's Simpson in P2. Simpson about 11 seconds back. There's Jason Schue trying to fight for second. Schue has always been in the camp of just go long. Run as long as he can. Try to hope for a yellow to pin everyone else a lap down. That's always just kind of been his MO.
Don't run out of gas, don't run out of tire. Don't run out of gas, don't run out of tire.
And honestly, you could definitely make a case for that being a great strategy, is just run long, hope for something crazy to happen, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And here, when you pit, you wind up losing at least 1 lap, potentially even 2. As now here comes Jonathan Gaston making his way down pit road. That'll relinquish the lead to this guy. It's the 11 of Nick Simpson. And is the Schue strategy going to pay off? When will Simpson pit? Or is Schue just going to say, you know what, I'm going to pass you anyway?
Speaking of it's never over till it's over, Bilson back out on the track.
He is 17 down, but he's still out there.
Yep.
And just like
7
we were
minutes in
saying
the pits.
earlier, just like we were saying earlier, Joe, it just takes one car to have an incident. You pick up some spots. There's a couple of points right there. Unlike in real life NASCAR, good points days here matter in the TNR. As Schue clobbers that outside wall. There's Rob
Might
Williams.
be time for him to pit.
Philip Scott makes his way off the pit road.
Yeah, so these pits, people have been doing 46 to 50 seconds for the normal pits. And these guys have been doing 25.5-second laps. So you are correct. You're losing 2 laps immediately best case scenario.
Yeah, so I mean, if I'm someone like Schue, I'm sitting there, I'm saying, you know what? I'm going to run this as long as I can. Let's hope for a yellow. Maybe trap the field, everyone 2 laps down. Right now, though, we got ourselves a good battle here. Schue trying to track down Nick Simpson. There is Simpson in the number 11 machine. And don't look now, Anthony DeBarro lurking in the background. DeBarro gets around Schue.
He moved up quick.
And DeBarro quickly passes Simpson. Now Anthony DeBarro, your leader. But look at this gaggle of cars behind. That's the difference between fresh tires and old tires there. Schue was trying to get down to pit road. He couldn't. So once everyone pits, the gap is going to be about 8 seconds.
Oh, no! Oh, that's yellow. With Scott and Gleason getting into it.
Let's take a look here to see what happened to the 99. So we'll pick this one up here. Coming out of turn number 2, they're really fighting. '99 gets up into the 28. Had to go on the brakes to avoid, and just nothing Garrett could have done there.
I think he got pinballed around there.
And the 11 might have gotten a penalty for pitting under a closed pit. I'm interested here. Let's take a look, just because I am interested to see
when he went in versus when the accident was.
Yeah, just to see if there's a way I can see a pit road light or a caution light or something along those lines. So let's see here. Here's the 11. They're all wrecking behind.
I don't see any lights there,
but able to make it. I don't
see the thing. It looked like he was pitting regardless. That's just bad timing if he ends up hitting with a penalty.
I'm interested here actually to see. Let's take a look to see if we can pinpoint the exact time the caution comes out, to see if the 11 is okay. So you'll see the wreck coming right out of the corner of your screen. Now keep an eye on Barney the Flagman, as the 99 and the 7 side by side. There's the yellow there. And you see the 11, he has not entered pit road. So I think the 11 is going to get a penalty here for pitting under yellow.
That's rough. Rough timing.
So in this case, it would just wind up being the end of the longest line penalty.
I'm going to pretend I know what that means.
It's exactly what you think it is. You go to the end of the longest line.
Wow.
So we'll see here as, it looks like the 27 is going to go around. Or, I could just be talking out of my nose, which is obviously pretty standard for me. But as we say it, everyone has pit. Everyone's come off a pit road.
I mean, he is moving back there.
So it looks like Simpson is going to get the EOL, or end of longest line penalty. Lights on the pace car are off already. Quickie yellow here. As DeBarro, Schlosser your front drivers, then a myriad of other drivers kind of thrown in the middle here.
Yeah.
Quite possibly the strangest restart we've ever seen. We're back racing.
What a jump from DeBarro.
He had a huge start.
However, that is exactly not what he wanted.
No. But let's see what Schlosser can do here. He's going to pick up a little bit of momentum there off the bottom. 0.2 of a second. More than halfway through, Jacob Bettis heads down pit road. He might have gotten a little bit too much damage there. A little bit further back, Jonathan Gaston in a bit of a gaggle. Gaston, the lucky dog there. He gets his lap back. So now a lot of cars stuck one lap down. Here comes Schlosser to the inside. Matt Schlosser side by side with Anthony DeBarro. Can he make it stick? No. Or at least not yet.
Yeah, see, this is the thing that I think DeBarro's really good at, is he kind of goads people into, like, go ahead, try to pass, wear out those tires, you know, play the inside. I'll play defense, I'll keep you going until you wear out your tires, and then I'm going to drive away.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes him so good and so dangerous, because he will play that game. We even see that almost in real life with Shane Van Gisbergen on road courses. He'll just sit there and he'll just ride in second. He'll make the leader make that mistake and say, all right, now it's time for me to go, and he'll go, and that's why he's won 4 straight road courses.
Kind of love the I'm gonna unknow you to victory strategy.
Goes the same if you're leading versus if you're fighting in second. Top 3 all within a second. There's Jason Schue. And Joe, what were we saying? Schue will get out there. He'll go as long as he can. He'll try to fight to get that yellow. And now we got that 3 car in P3. Oh, Paul Bilson snags the wall on the outside. We'll keep it here.
When's the last time he's pit?
Lap 77 under yellow with everyone else. DeBarro has made 3 stops. Don't forget he pit right around lap 11 during the first yellow.
Yep.
Then pitted around lap 50, so he's on 3 stops. I feel like he might be at a bit of a tire disadvantage, but I don't know for certain. So that's something we're going to have to keep an eye out for. All 3 of these drivers on equal tires, equal cars, equal setup.
How many sets of tires do you guys have this race?
I don't know off the top of my head, but let me take a look to see. Interested to see what the tab is for, or the total number of tires are for this race.
Oh, 5 sets. 5 10.
Okay.
I got there.
So 5 sets. So I think DeBarro, if he took tires on all 3 of his stops, is down to 2 sets of tires, which he should be okay. Realistically, he'll only have to stop 1 more time.
Right. Requiring some catastrophic.
Yeah. And, maybe if he were to wind up stopping, we get, a green-white checkered, something along those lines. I mean, maybe then he could be in a bit of a pickle, but I don't see much of a disadvantage right now at this stage of the race. Some great looking cameras out there, as always. Make sure to check out our friends at Trek Cams for Gourmets, trekcams22.com. Check out our affiliate link in the description of this video below. Tonight's race is the TNR Classic. Special thanks to Jake Bustos for sponsoring tonight's run. And Joe, I know we have plenty of racing left, just about 56 laps remaining here as they cross the line. But taking a look at the schedule here, certainly intrigued to see the rest of the way this season's going to play out. Auto Club Speedway next week, 2-mile wide racetrack. You can run just about anywhere. Atlanta Motor Speedway, the 2008 version, so standard 1.5 mile track, heavy tire wear there. Darlington, Bristol, so a lot of fun. We're also going to be having the Richmond Throwback Race coming up at the end of September. And then to kick off October is going to be a ton of fun. A 200-mile race at Charlotte, a bit of our air quotes endurance race there, so a little bit longer race. Gonna see these guys really sweat on tires. I think it'll be a ton of fun.
Yeah, make them work for it.
Speaking of working for it, Matt Schlosser has not left a step here behind Tabarro.
Yeah, which is shocking. And I know I'm just waiting for those tires to heat up and for him to start slowing. And then the question becomes, when do you get tires? Do you want to try to keep up? Do you fall behind and still wait to get tires? It's always so many strategies that I'm not good enough to know.
And I think, too, part of it, the 27 has a bit of a connectivity issue. I think part of it, too, are the different lines that these guys are running. The 27 running the high line, sure, it's heavily momentum-based, and there's certainly more speed you can gather from up there, but I think Schlosser may be a little bit better off running the bottom line just to kind of save tires and save your car. There's 60 laps left. Whoa! Tight moment there with the 19.
Yeah, he was trying to get out of the way, but I don't think he realized they were coming that fast.
DL Dubs in the chat. Daniel Ricciardo to NASCAR? I would love to see that. Ricciardo is my favorite F1 driver. Would absolutely kill to see him run. I think he'd love to even run in NASCAR too, so maybe one day.
Never come down.
And a bit of a personal plug. I am going to be running the iRacing MS charity race this Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. So I'm going to wind up streaming that one. That's going to be a ton of fun. GT3s at Lime Rock Park. You can donate to the MS, I think it's the MS Foundation, and actually use your donations to black flag drivers, to slow drivers down, to give them penalties. I believe that's only for the broadcasted split with Steve Myers and Chad Canales. Those are always a ton of fun to see, and they have some fairly average I rating, so that gives guys it's not going to be the top split with 10K plus I rating. It could just be, you know, just random people.
Though not me with my 400, 500.
I think Chad Knaus is like a 200 I rating, so you are better than a 7-time NASCAR champion pick crew chief.
I don't believe that.
Over in chat, Little Lobotomy is back and better than ever. What's up, guys? Hey there, Lobotomy.
Schue falling behind a little bit, but Schlosser's still holding up.
Yeah, he's holding strong, and right now the top 4 are the only cars on the lead lap at the moment. Gaston moved his way up to 4th. As we see Rob Williams coming off the pit road. And yeah, Joe, you said Schlosser holding his own, really just playing a patient race right now.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those, when are you going to pit kind of situations.
Yeah, almost like they're daring each other to run long just to run long. I mean, granted, they only pit coming up on 30 laps ago, so they could still probably do about 40, so they may, I mean, if they save, there's a chance they could make it the rest of the way without even needing the pit.
Yeah. I'm sure Schue was over there like, yes, keep banging each other on. I'm gonna. And as I say that, the broadcaster's curse strikes and he smacks the leg.
Ooh, tough break there. Let's take a look to see what happened, because he also wound up losing a spot to Jonathan Gaston too.
He lost a lot of spots.
Here's Schue at it too, and he's got a little bit of right front damage there, so he might have grabbed the wall earlier too, and oh man. Yep, and right there, the Chrome 72s, how he got around.
Yep.
Meanwhile, out front, Tabarro makes his way around the 4 of Adam Stewart.
Yeah, Stewart saw him coming, and I saw him slam on his brake. You could actually watch in real time as he panics and tries to move out of the way.
Mentioning earlier in the broadcast, I got a little care package there from our friends at Welts Clothing. Currently wearing the tank top and the hat that was sent to me.
Fantastic.
Make sure you check them out, weltsclothing.com. But Joe, here comes Schlosser taking a peek to the inside. You see those sparks, that's just from them getting in the corner hard and bottoming out.
Which is wild that they do that with cars designed for these racetracks. It's just insane how low they are.
Yeah. And the fact that they're able to do this, and it, they'll wear away and they'll spark away, but the cars are relatively fine for the most part. Deal Dub's asking if there's a tire difference. Now they all pitted on the same lap. 27's been running the top side this whole time. The 04's been running the bottom. I think that would give, you would at least think the advantage would be given to the 04. just because he's running a little bit slower down low, not putting too much pressure on the right front. But as we say that, lead's doubled now to just under half a second. Now here comes Kirk in the mix. Simpson now going 2 laps down. Three cars out of the race: Garrett Gleason, Danny White, and Shane Ewing. But Joe, we were mentioning, yeah, you know, we were mentioning, you know, these guys just waiting for someone to drop out and everything. Paul Bilson, he's 17 laps down. He's running 12th. Robert Tripp, 24 laps down. He's still out there in 13th. And there's still plenty of racing. And more could happen as, oh, the 37 destroys the wall.
He's been having issues on that wall, I'd say, the last 15 laps. He's been tapping it almost every turn.
Yeah, I think that damage has come calling.
Yeah, I feel like once you eat it once, it's like, all right, well, I'm going to see you in 20 seconds.
Yeah, see you next time, bye.
Yeah.
So there's the gap between Zabarro and Schlosser. 7/10 is, oh, the 37 knocks down the wall again. He is just, if not for bad luck, Kirk has just had no luck at all.
Yeah. So here's where I start to worry. And Schlosser's starting to fall behind, a little slower, a little slower. This is where DeBarro just keeps his pace, like nothing's going on. It's like he has magic in his tires.
And that's the thing I think that makes DeBarro so frustratingly good, is Schlosser hung on in that battle for close to 50 laps. And I'm not saying he's out of the fight by any stretch of the imagination. He's still less than a second back. But he held on matching pace for darn near 50 laps. Now Schlosser's tires are starting to fall back, and DeBarro says, all right, thanks. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Jump on board here with Schlosser. That's Philip Scott there. Scott involved in an incident early in the race. Has not been able to recover, just with a ton of damage. 27 laps remaining here at the TNR Classic here at Rockingham. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe here to the channel. Get a notification every single time we go live. Tabletop Trio podcast. Going to be starting back up soon. On a bit of a hiatus right now at the moment. You can join TNR every single Monday evening right here on the channel. Going live right around 8:15 Eastern-ish, give or take. Would like the goal to hit 200 subs by the end of the season. We're at 120 right now, so if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so.
I'd like to eat 200 subs by the end. You know what? If we get to 200 subs, I will keep a sub counter in the shorts and eat 200 subs.
Done. Only if we call them hoagies, too.
Never.
Or, sorry,
You're
hagies.
I'm not eating abominations. I want subs.
DeBarro's lead picking up now. Closest battle on the track right now is this 04-27 fight. DLW says clipped. So I guess we're doing something with 200 subs once we hit 200 subs.
I'm here for it.
Never specified the size.
Listen, I ain't no quitter.
Quick collab with Joey Chestnut. Jonathan
It'll never
Gaston
happen.
sneakily closing the gap. He's currently 5 seconds back, about 3 seconds behind Schlosser. Everyone on track spread out. DLW says 200 millisubs is still diabolical to both make and consume.
I'm just gonna buy a 6-foot sub and then cut it 200 times.
I think we can do that, right?
I didn't specify any rules.
I think we could make this happen. I would say we'll do that on our 200th episode, but I think we're only on like 50-something at the moment. I can never remember how many episodes we've done.
We're over. No, we definitely did more than 60.
Yes, that's right. So 200 episode, 200 subs. We could do this.
Yeah, possible.
So we got 17 laps remaining here at Rockingham. Anthony Tabarro is your leader by about 5 seconds and growing. Schlosser starting to fall back. Only a little over a second separates the 72 from the 04. Right now, the top 3 drivers all in contention. Jason Schue there as well, but he's about 19 seconds back. Danger of actually going a lap down at this point. Rob Williams heads down pit road with 15 laps remaining. I am intrigued to see if these leaders would need to pit. I don't think they do. But we'll certainly see.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Tabarro, you're now at 7 seconds ahead. Do you pit?
No. No, I'm either running out or running to victory lane.
And even if he slows down at this point, you got to catch him.
So you see the 37, he grabbed the wall. He's going to move out of the way, and now we're going to see ourselves a battle. 13 laps to go now. Gaston has Schlosser in his sights. Gaston looking to get a run. What can he do? Schlosser up top, Gaston down low. 12 remaining. Shortest distances to the inside, but Schlosser's got the momentum. Here comes Gaston down low. They're side by side as they exit out of turn 2. Gaston flips the apron. He's going to have to chase the car, and he's going to have to hang back out. If I'm Gaston right now, I'm all gas at the moment.
Yeah.
Gaston takes a peek to the inside. He's going to drive in deep. Can he clear him into turn 1? He does. Slides up. Oh, Schlosser has to lift. Gaston still not able to clear. Now he does. Will Schlosser answer?
Yeah, I don't know if he's got enough in those tires.
I don't think so either, as Schlosser falls back. The lead back to Gaston now 11 seconds. Does everyone have enough fuel to pit? At this point, I'm going to assume yes.
You would hope. Are they going to have enough to celebrate? That's a different question.
That is the better question. We saw the Dizzy Motorsports driver Nick Cohan win both Daytona races last week. Dizzy dominance continues. Oh, Jamar Dumas hard into the wall. That'll wake up DeBarro. Just trying to make things interesting. DeBarro says, no thank you.
Surprised Gaston isn't in the chat trying to pay people off to just get in his way. He's like, I got 20. You can just slow him down like 6 seconds.
Just a little bit. Don't make it obvious.
Yeah, just I didn't notice my rearview mirror for 12 seconds. How crazy.
Oops, my wheel disconnected. 3.5 laps to go here for Anthony DeBarro. Jonathan Gaston 12.5 seconds back. Schlosser's fallen 4.5 seconds further. Three to go. And Philip Scott trying to put some pressure on the 11 of Nick Simpson. Simpson just in front of him. This is for position. This is for 6th. But meanwhile, out front, 2 laps remaining. .37 just parks it down to the inside.
Oh, Burke jumped to the pits. Looks like he had a major accident.
See Barney the flagman there. 1 more lap to go. Anthony DeBarro down the back straightaway. 13 seconds plus is his gap back to Jonathan Gaston. He can coast all the way from here if he wants.
Or needs.
Through 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Anthony DeBarro is going to win the TNR Classic 150.
Man, what a dominant performance.
Incredible run here. Jonathan Gaston comes home 2nd. Here comes Schlosser coming home in 3rd. And just like that, Barney the flag band puts his flag away, and he's just going to stand there and watch DeBarro celebrate. Little congratulatory dab there from the 51. as the unofficial results scroll across the top of your screen. Anthony Tabara is going to burn it down across the checkered flag line.
He does have some gas.
I think he's got plenty. Big win there for Tabaro. He'll get himself in the win column for the first time in 2025B.
What a race.
That is for sure. And Joe, let's take a quick chat now with our third place finisher. I believe you've caught up with Matt Schlosser.
Hey, Matt, congrats on the podium finish. Rough race out there. Crazy turn of events. You were keeping up, I'd say, the last 50 or so laps with Tabaro, and then we saw you start to fall off. How rough was that for you?
Yeah, I am not very good at saving tires. I was trying to save and just stay close to Anthony to hang with him and maybe, just try to be there near the end. But he was obviously very, very good at saving, and I was not. But luckily, I finished third, which is very, very, very satisfied with that at a type of race that usually is tough for me. So I was able to just kind of hang on and not totally grind off the right front. I've gotten meatball flags before grinding the right front off. So luckily today I was able to keep it underneath and um, had a decent run. So definitely happy for third.
Yeah, absolutely. And now this is a rough track for the surface. How were you managing kind of between your saving tires and staying aggressive? You were trying to save. Um, were you just trying to keep up the whole time, or did you kind of have some sort of plan in place?
Yeah, my plan was to stay close and apply a little bit of pressure. I kind of figured that if I just rode behind and didn't even get close, it would just give him full control to save exactly how he wanted. And I don't even know if I disrupted his plan at all, but I was trying to just stay close and get some clean air on my nose to try to take care of my stuff and kind of make him have to maybe just be aware of me there on the inside a few times. Like I just, trying to not go away so that he just can't just, go into cruise control. But with about 20 to go, I completely fell off, and Jonathan obviously got me for second. He did a better job too. So, um, yeah, it's tough. This track is very tricky with tires and conservation. And I think if we had a bunch of cautions and a lot of just sprints, I probably would have had a better chance. But with the saving, I kind of not my strongest suit. So, but I'll happy to get third. That's for sure, because could be worse, way worse. So good result.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, shout out to everyone who manages the league. It's been really fun so far. Shout out to you guys at Tabletop Trio for the broadcast. Congrats to Anthony and Jonathan for putting on the podium. It was great racing around everyone all night. So shout out to everyone out there. And shameless plug for me. If you like racing on Friday nights and you enjoy jumpy trucks and or all kinds of other racing, we're about to do GT4s. We're about to finish up our jumpy truck season, but send me a message or check us out. The league's called Special Stage, and we race pretty much every Friday. So if you are interested in that, message me or look up the league and uh, check us out. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got.
Sounds great. Well, congratulations again. And hopefully we'll be chatting with you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, that's Matt Schlosser, our third place finisher here tonight. And I'm now joined by our second place finisher, driver of the number 72 machine, Jonathan Gaston. And Jonathan, first of all, congrats on the second place finish. Talk us through that last run. I know tire saving was a premium, and you kind of had to start in the back there after getting the lucky dog, it looked like, and just kind of a smooth last run.
Yeah, it felt smooth, but I'll be honest, I definitely used up that right front. This is my first race with these cars, so to come out second, I was really surprised. I learned a lot. Um, Definitely passed a lot of cars, but yeah, you got to keep that right front on there. And I needed a yellow to catch Anthony. I mean, he definitely had the field covered. Uh, I do feel like I was definitely the second place car there because, like I said, passed a lot of cars tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you started sixth tonight, wound up finishing second. Talk us through the differences between the quote unquote old Gen 4 and the actual Gen 4 car. I know last year versus this year, completely different car, but how does it feel in the driver's seat?
Uh, the one we ran last season, I felt like you were way more on the right rear tire. And honestly, I felt like you had a lot more horsepower, and it definitely broke loose a lot easier. Um, I I really like this car. If I just learn how to not burn up the right front, it suits my driving style. It didn't snap loose like the other Gen 4 car on corner exit. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to race on these other tracks. I wish I wish I didn't miss last week, but yeah, things come up.
For sure. And, talking about racing for coming up next week, going to be at Auto Club Speedway, plenty of grooves, different banking or progressive banking and that sort of thing. How do you think you're going to do with the track, and how do you think the car is going to do as well?
That's one of my favorite tracks. So I'm definitely going to put some time in and turn some laps this week and see what it does. Historically, I always like to run the top there. I'm usually a bottom feeder, but at that track, I like to hold her up there against the wall. Um, so I'll get in here and run a few laps this week, and hopefully be able to pull another top three. Maybe may sneak out a win. You never know. Racing with these guys is tough. I mean, these are some of the best racers, and to come out with a top three with these guys is really doing something.
That's for sure. And Jonathan, before we let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs, so let's hear them.
Yeah, I got a new sponsor on the car this year. They're called Bourbon Hills Barbecue out of Ellenboro, West Virginia. They're a barbecue food truck. They're open 2 days a week, Thursdays and Fridays. So if anybody's ever in West Virginia coming down Route 50, stop at Ellenboro there and get you some great barbecue.
You had me at barbecue, so the next time I'm down there, I am absolutely checking them out. Jonathan, congrats there on the P2 finish, and hoping we'll be able to chat with you next week.
You guys have a safe week and a great job, and we'll see you all later.
Awesome. Well, that is Jonathan Gaston, our second place finisher. And Joe, you've made yourself down to victory lane, and you're joined by our winner here tonight, Anthony DeBarro.
Hey, Anthony, congratulations on the victory. You started in pole, you finished in victory lane. Are your tires made of magic?
Well, that first caution where I came down and I got a set because I half spun there in the beginning. I burned them up, and I was planning on going to halfway there, and I just couldn't do it. I got the warning, and I just had no grip off the right front. So I just promised myself in my head, I'm like, I'm just gonna stay disciplined. And I knew we came out with roughly, what was it, 69, 68 laps to go that last green flag restart. And I just kind of, I ran a defensive line and just kept my momentum up and just was really mindful on that right front. And then I kind of just it never fell off. And I was like, wow, I'm like, that's how I should have been driving it all along.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna ask the Rockingham is a very unforgiving surface. How were you handling kind of keeping those tires in check?
Well, I was actually at a point there. I was thinking about letting Matt go, but I was worried I wouldn't be able to pass him back. So I just kind of, I don't know. And he finally fell off. And I don't know. It's tough because this track, it wants you to be aggressive, but the corners are so long. You just like kind of, you want to crank the wheel into it, and then you're just sliding the front tires, and then the heat builds, the pressure builds up, and then that's what happened to me the first run. Yeah, I stayed out front, but I just fell off, and I was running, in the 25s, and then there at the end, I was still driving it my easy pace, and it was in the 24s, like 24.6, 24.7 consistently. I'm just like, wow, I'm like, it's just I learned something there. You could really give up at the beginning of a run with these things. It seems the way the tire model is, and you're going to be lights out at the end of the run.
That's good to know.
I mean, maybe it's track specific. We'll see at Auto Club next week in Atlanta, but I mean, I'm gonna expect much of the same. I think if it's more of you're easy and you don't get baited into overdriving them. Maybe let guys go and you'll catch them later in the run.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, how do you feel? Third race of the season, you got a victory. Does that feel like it brings you a lot of momentum for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it was a blast, honestly. I mean, I'm drenched in sweat, and I can admit that for playing a video game, I'm all sweaty. It was not easy. I mean, just trying to manage tires, your grip, everything. It was definitely fun, different lines. We have a great group of guys here. I'm just looking forward to each and every week, and the battles, and all the tracks. Looking at the schedule, I'm excited for the next couple here. Auto Club in Atlanta, and then right to Darlington. It's going to be, and then I mean I could keep going. Bristol. We saw how good the plate race was. So I mean, with two Talladegas after that, I mean it's just going to be a season just of fun. I mean these things are a blast to drive, and it's the latest and greatest that iRacing came out with. So it's the best they have. So I mean it's like I said, I'm looking forward to each week, and just mainly to have fun and race everyone.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, thank you, Garrett, and all the madmins for the stuff behind the scenes, and Bob too. I mean, they do a lot behind the scenes that is unseen to keep this league going, and letting us play and have fun on every Monday night. And I'm looking forward to next week.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again for the victory. And hopefully we'll be talking to you next week.
And thank you to you guys for doing the broadcast.
Absolutely.
All right, that is Anthony DeBarro, our winner here tonight at Rockingham. And Joe, let's take a look here at the final results here this evening at Rockingham. This is going to be a great run. And a great run, too, for a lot of guys we don't normally see up towards the front, especially getting these interviews. Jonathan Gaston, a great run here. He'll come home second behind our winner, Anthony DeBarro. Matt Schlosser in third. Jason Schue with a great run, finishing in fourth. Ace House finishes fifth. Nick Simpson comes home sixth. Philip Scott claws back a seventh place finish after getting into a little bit of trouble earlier on in the race. Jamar Dumas in eighth. Joey Kirk had a great run going, just caught the wall and just kind of fell back from there. He'll finish ninth. Adam Stewart will bring home another top 10. Rob Williams comes home 11th. Paul Bilson in 12th. Robert Tripp 13th. Jacob Bettis 14th. Garrett Gleason 15th. Danny White 16th. And Shane Ewing round out our 17-car field for this evening. And well, Joe, a ton of fun. Looking forward to Auto Club next week. I'm already looking forward to it.
Absolutely, especially if the racing is like it was here today.
That is for sure. You could always check us out anywhere you would like to see us on both YouTube and on Twitch. You can check us out, tabletoptrio.com as well. So for one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the TNR Classic 150 at Rockingham. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.